So as we start the conversation from where it begins, which is our friend Stephen Letoo or Stephen Leto. It sounds cooler to call him Stephen Leto, right?
Yeah.
But it is Letoo, as in Leto, the African Letoo. So our friend Letoo has been speaking about a lot of things, and he's been exposing a lot of himself and his private sentiments. And honestly, some of them we agree with, some of them we do not agree with. And he starts by actually speaking about this one particular thing on an interview that he had. He said this: in life, you must walk faster. If something is not working, don't waste too much time on it. Go do something. If it calls you back, you can change and you can come back. And this was with regard to relationships, yeah? And he was speaking very specifically about being on a first date, and then, you know, someone isn't really doing what you want them to do. He continued to say that if the first date with the person doesn't cooperate, do not keep pushing that life. Accept it and move on. Don't waste your time in that one space. The person who embraces you on the first date, songa na yeye. And we're just like, okay, that's a lot of information. He even said, do not waste time chatting with someone who is not cooperating with you. And we're just like, hang on. What are we on about, Mr. Leto? And this continues on as he made so many other sentiments within the same scheme or conversation. In fact, we'll be talking about another thing that he said was a bit out of pocket, where at least according to me, in the next few stories. But Sam West actually interjected, and in case you do not know who Sam West is, he is the former lover or the former husband to Vivian, the musician, the artist, okay? He actually chimed into the conversation and he said, my friend, come slow. It is better to marry late than to marry wrong. And we're all just looking at him like, okay, I actually do agree with this, because it's such a ball of contention between those two things. First of all, some first dates are just trash. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. You already know that you are never going to see this person ever again in your life. However, some are just a bit confusing because, you know, you're both trying to put your best foot forward. You're both trying to, like, look politically correct and look culturally correct and just be in your best behavior, or on your best behavior at the very least, so that you end up looking a little too filtered. First dates are very, very filtered. For some people, to be honest, for most people. For me, I just come right for the gun. If you don't like me, you better be moving on. However, for most people, it's usually the first conversations, the first dates are very, very, very filtered. You don't really even know this person fully. They're probably pretending to be a whole other person, or they're trying this new identity or this new personality or new persona, and they're testing it out with you for the first time. So for that reason, I wouldn't necessarily rule out every single first date simply didn't go the way you wanted it to go. However, in some cases where someone is just straight up narcissistic or masochistic or just seems a little too much, I am speaking from a female perspective. And for the guys, if someone is looking like she's a full-on gold digger, like all she thinks about is your money. Oh my God, I love the car you drive in. I can't wait for you to buy me a new car. You already can tell that this is not going to go well. Like, this is going to be a problem. So for that reason, I then agree with Sam West. Go slow, take your time, get to know someone. That's the whole point of dating. The only thing that I do not agree with both of them with regard to, or the only thing that I would add on top of my sentiments is, when you're dating, cast a wide net. Date nyanga at nyanga. Wow. Kamau, Njoroge, Leto, inani, Chris Brown, like date them all until you find someone who you narrow. Like it's called an elimination process for a reason. You date. That week it didn't go well. You start to cast out a few people. Unabaki na watu kama wawili hivi, and then you add more because you're like, these two are probably not the best contenders either. So you keep adding until you find the right person. That's the whole point of dating. If you're dating just one person at a time, ooh, especially if you're a woman, oh my God, it's hard. You will waste a lot of time. Imagine wasting a whole year with someone just find out their garbage. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing, a few people do frown when you say this, but kiss as many frogs as you need to until you find your prince. Because it's so worth it at the end of the day. Dating a lot of people allows you to interact with a lot of people and learn from a lot of people differently. It does not make you a hoe. That's just it. And it's very frowned upon when you're like, okay, I'm keeping my options open. Yes, we're seeing each other, but I'm also seeing this other person. Until somebody has come to you specifically and told you,
Exclusivity.
yes, can we date exclusively? Can you be my girlfriend? Unless there's that's been stated out there, please, can you see his neighbor too? Can you see his friend too? See everyone. The importance of talking stages. Talk to as many
Yes,
people as you want to. Talk to all of them.
Talk.
And then you figure out, who would I be okay with talking with more than 10 years? And then you're like, yeah. I feel like we could do this together. Then, like, please don't shame people just because they want to see so many other, different people and you haven't offered them exclusivity. Just don't be mad about that.
Yeah, but like again, see, we're both saying talk to and see. We're not saying bound chicka wawa with, because our one big bedroom has caused us to have super gonorrhea, my friends. There is super gonorrhea, as in it is a hybrid. Like, please, can you just see them and talk to them? Don't be
But
bound
also,
chicka wawawing.
people talk differently. People talk
Kylie,
differently,
with this
okay?
disease.
If you feel like, because, at the end of the day, you don't want to be one of those people who you're in your late 40s or 50s and you're thinking about how I should have slept with more men in my 20s.
But like, that's the problem.
But now there's the
Super
problem of
gonorrhea.
super gonorrhea. So maybe like get tested before you sleep with somebody. You can sleep with as many people as you want if you do it safely, okay?
Stuff like that.
Don't be those people, oh, I'm allergic to latex. Don't be that
Don't.
person, okay? Please. Sleep with people, but do it in a safe manner.
I don't know.
I feel if my mother is watching this,
She's looking at you different.
Mimi, mwenye niko naye saizi, you're the only one. And if anyone has proof, contact me. Anyway,